We're here in beautiful Bimini, but bad news, friends. The weather, no good. I'm so sad. Look, those crazy waves crashing, wind howling. Might have to stay on the ship today. And this is the second time I've been to Bimini that the weather's been bad. So yeah, I really want to get out and explore, especially because I love Bimini Beach Club, which is free for Virgin passengers. Definitely leaning toward not getting off the ship. It's just really, really nasty out there. But of course, we gotta go get coffee and some food. So made a quick pit stop at the social club. They have little treaties and got a little marshmallow peppermint thing. I'm not a big peppermint fan, but I'm trying to do low gluten. Wait, someone's saying hey. You wanna be in my YouTube video? Look. Just met a friend. What's your name? Whitney, nice to meet you. So we got our coffee and went up to the Galley, but this is the point of a cruise where I do start getting sick of Virgin food. So we ended up in one of our favorite food spots, the pizza place.
Anyone order some pizza?
Yes, indeed. Normally the pizza place doesn't open until 2 p.m., but because so many people stayed on the ship, I do appreciate that Virgin opened it early. And as always, the pizza was really good. By the way, this is petty, but I have an irrational hatred of people calling pizza za. So Bati thinks he's funny.
Pizza za, bro.
No, he thinks he's funny. That's not funny. Not only do we enjoy Virgin pizza, but we enjoy the Italian jams they play in the pizza place. And by the way, one thing a lot of people love about Virgin, and that I kind of like, but it starts to get on my nerves toward the ends of the cruise, is the little fob bracelet. It's handy not to have to worry about a key card and losing a key card and stuff like that, but it does start to kind of get annoying and it starts catching on stuff. Now that we're on the last day of the cruise, another thing I've started to realize is I'm really sick of Virgin food. This is my third Virgin cruise. And I remember thinking this on my first two as well. It's all fine the first couple days, but as a selective eater, there's many things here that I can't or won't eat. So I'm kind of over it and ready for some non-Virgin cruise food. So yeah, after lunch, we finally gave up and realized we probably were not going to get off the ship for the day. So we settled in for a day on the ship. And now it's chill time. He's always biting my arm. And movie time.
Yeah.
Kind of love our unexpected kind of sea day. Kind of fun, kind of chill. And yeah, looking outside and seeing that the weather has gotten progressively worse just reaffirmed that we made the smart decision. After several hours of chilling and movie watching, we decided to order room service because we had only had breakfast room service. And like most other Virgin options, it is pretty limited. Here's pretty much all that they have. The food is okay, the snacks are nice in theory, but they're always stale. And I hate to say it, but the desserts, they're actually inedible. So we had a really super chill day in our room. We didn't do a whole lot. We did pack. So now we have reservations at Test Kitchen. Curious what Bati's gonna think. Test Kitchen is something else. All right, here we go. So at Test Kitchen, it's all about the culinary gastronomy, basically bringing science to food. Cheers. And as a selective eater who's tried Test Kitchen before, I knew that it was not going to be for me, but I'm always down for the experience. Plus, my friend Kelly, she's a foodie, and I wanted her to experience, including this mushroom thing, caviar with egg yolk, a gazpacho, and some other starters. I skipped all those and went with just the entree, which was actually a pretty good cut of steak. Although they put little twigs of dark chocolate on top, I just ate those separately. And of course, they have some more exotic options for the entree if that is your preference. They have two different menus. Tonight we had menu A, and the shining star was the desserts. So the food is different, and for a selective eater, it's a little tough. But I gotta say, Test Kitchen had the best desserts of the cruise. So we had a super lazy day, but I gotta say, I'm not mad about it.
Me neither. It was perfect day. A sea day is a me day.
And we already packed mostly. Have a lot of luggage. Normally, I now like to check my bags if I have a lot of luggage, but I have to hightail it to Orlando tomorrow, so we're gonna carry off. So we gotta get up early, which Bati loves to do.
Love it.
So we're gonna get up early, and then unfortunately we have to part ways. We are long distance, so he's going back to Chicagoland. And then Kelly and I are gonna drive to Orlando. Get up bright and early and debark.
And I am gonna miss this beautiful room and these lights a lot.
And you're not gonna miss me?
I'm gonna miss you too.
Wow! Canceled. Rise and shine, sunshine. And morning came too quickly. I like that Virgin doesn't rush you off the ship, but we gotta go. So as I get ready, by the way, there's Port Miami. I just need to know what Bati's impressions were. He's no longer a Virgin.
I liked it. It was pretty chill. No loud announcements. Food was
Pretty good. Not the greatest, but it was solid. And the room is awesome. Yeah, the vibes are, very vibey.
And one thing I do have to do this morning, I have to make the walk of shame because they confiscated my extension cord, and Virgin, I thought, allowed extension cords, the non-surge kind. Gotta go do that. But I always like to see the naughty table and see the stuff that people tried to bring on board that they're not allowed to. But before we head out, I have to go out to the balcony to get some last minute footage for my port guides. So we're here in Port Miami. This is Terminal V, which is Virgin's special terminal at Port Miami. It's bright and early. Our guy Hector's meeting us. We don't have time really to eat breakfast. We gotta go. So we're gonna head out. I have to go to the naughty table, and then
Better not to go.
I'm always naughty. N-A-U-T-I. And then he's going back to Chicagoland, and Kelly and I are hitting the road to Orlando. On our way out, we gotta make sure that we have money to tip our steward. We didn't see him much on this one, but he did a good job, and cruise ship crew worked really hard. So we're a little more generous tippers.
Who's Stuart?
My other boyfriend.
Hey, whoa.
Goodbye, room 11014Z. Say good morning for YouTube, Dennis.
Hello.
Hi. And by the way, Virgin crew, they're really nice and friendly, but it's not the kind of in-your-face friendliness you get with other cruise lines. Okay, so we're on deck 10. We have to get on to deck 7. Hopefully the elevators aren't too crazy because we got a bunch of bags. But if we have to hoof it 3 flights, at least it's going down. We'll manage. Oh, look. There's nary a soul. Well, that was easy. It's a little bit before 8 o'clock, so we are a little on the early side. So let's see how debarkation goes. It's easy, short line. Yeah, I was wrong about that. What I thought was a short line ended up actually being a very, I'll keep going, very long line. Okay, false alarm. I thought we were at the end, but the line just keeps going and going and going. So one thing I like about Virgin is that they keep announcements to the minimum. It's not always over the loudspeaker making those obnoxious announcements. So I think the ship had not been cleared yet, which is why the line was so long. Okay, we're off. Took about 10 minutes to navigate the whole thing. Not too bad. So yeah, thankfully once that crazy long line got moving, it went pretty fast. And because we all have passports and got to use facial recognition, clearing customs was also super fast. But before Hector picks us up, I do have to go to the naughty table to retrieve my confiscated extension cord. They actually weren't open at first, so it took a little bit to wait for the crew to get there. And I've had things confiscated before, and usually it's pretty quick. It was a little slow with Virgin because I was surprised they actually made us show our ID, which I guess makes sense to make sure it is us picking up our own stuff. So now that is resolved. And by the way, my big offense was it had 3 outlets. You're only allowed 2 outlets. So you can do non-surge extension cords, but only 2 outlets. So make sure you make note of that if you're taking a Virgin cruise, because I've taken that extension cord on other cruise lines with no problem. So I think Hector's here. Oh, I see him. I absolutely love scheduling Hector because I can track his location. I know exactly where he is. And I've had issues getting back to the airport after a cruise just because you have so many people debarking at the same time. Hello, how are you? Goodbye, Scarlet Lady. Man, I love those lady ships. We are in a little bit of a rush, but we have to make one stop. I gotta say, I did not love Virgin coffee, and I'm dying for a good one. So I gotta make a pit stop at, you know where, my favorite spot in Miami, Sagrado. Bati and I are big coffee people, and by coffee people, I mean milk and sugar with a little hit of espresso, and this is our go-to spot. For that Brazilian chocolate. First good coffee in like a week. All right, coffee in hands. Now it's time to go, and Kelly and I have to get a rental car, and then Bati's gonna fly back to Chicagoland. And right on time, there's Hector. I love these little pit stops. And off to Miami Airport we go to drop Bati off and for me and Kelly to get our car. And yeah, when I do this, people always ask me, what about Brightline? Well, I've looked into Brightline, but it's actually kind of expensive. It's more expensive than renting a car. You know me, I like to ball on a budget. Love that Florida sun. We're about halfway, so we gotta stop and tinkle and get some food. Try not to get hit by a car. And yeah, take a little break. And we found this awesome pit stop at Port St. Lucie. All right, we're good to go. We're gonna hit the road. We got like an hour and a half left, so MCO, here we come. And there she is in all of her glory. My least favorite airport probably in the world, but it has cheap flights, which is why we're here. We stopped by the Priority Pass Lounge for some free snackies and thankfully had an uneventful takeoff and landing. And time to get home where it's snow and cold. Yuck. But time to plan my next cruise.